The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D 2DS, which is actually the Link Edition 2DS. Why was this made? What's it like? We're gonna find out together as we open this up within the vault. Let's go. Here we have it, the Link Edition 2DS. The 3DS was originally released in North America in 2011, and then followed up almost a year later with the 3DS XL in August 19th of 2012. And then shortly again thereafter, on October 12th, 2013, Nintendo released this baby. Not this one, but the 2DS line of systems in every territory on the same day on October 12th, except for with Japan, oddly enough. They actually wouldn't see a release of this system until 2016 with the Pokemon Special Editions. Who knows, maybe one day we'll get to take a look at those. It was originally made as a budget device for, according to Reggie Fils-Aimé, for young children under the age of 7, and made to address potential eye strain concerns with a more simple, durable design with this slate. I always thought it looked like a slice of cake. So, insert fat jokes in comments. There you go. We're gonna open this up for the first time ever. I originally bought this back in 2017 and put it in my vault of stuff that I've just never touched, because in the same year that this was announced, and on the same Black Friday, was also released this Explorer's Edition of Breath of the Wild. So, if you're not familiar with the Nintendo's timetable, I and most people were busy with the Nintendo Switch and did not really have much time for, budget Black Friday deals. But this really was a great one, a special edition system. This originally retailed for only $80 on Black Friday and came with Ocarina of Time pre-installed, which I believe at that time hadn't made it into the Nintendo Select line, but was still a $40 game that you were getting for free with a system that only cost $80. So ostensibly, either you're getting them both for $40 a piece, or no matter what, you're coming in ahead. The 2DS packaging, really, really nice. Ocarina of Time honestly has some of my favorite art in the entire series, and they really loaded this box up with it. There's no seals, nothing to cut, so honestly, if you buy one of these online and you happen to find one, sometimes you can tell right here if they've messed with it, because it will break the art, and then you can kind of see. But other than that, for the most part, that's why you'll see every one of these going for about the same. I'm honestly a little nervous and kind of excited about opening for the first time, because I got this thing like 5 years ago and just never touched it. But here we go. First time, me and you together. Oh my god. So stiff. So stiff. Ah! Don't want to tear it. Because, oh my god. Oh, that's a shame. Usually Nintendo's good about putting little tidbits, nice little things on their packaging, but it was $80, so honestly, I guess what you expect. So, as some of you may or may not know, since this was released in 2017, Nintendo had already released their new 3DS, new 3DS XL, new 2DS XL had not been released, which another Zelda edition was. Stay tuned. You're gonna want to see that one. Oh boy, I'm getting the chills. Yep, everything comes out nice. Little tray. Put this off here. Let that stay in camera. Oh, you nice folks. And then we got our normal stuff. which not so normal because this is not a 3DS handbook full of 3DS stuff. It is its own thing because its own special stuff. Probably let you guys see. I don't know how much you care about the manual. To be honest, I hate when unboxing videos just go through all of the nonsense without actually showing me the thing that I want to see. So I'm not going to do that. So we're going to go check out the thing you probably want to see. Believe it or not, whenever the 2DS came out, it was actually disliked by most reviewers and the hardcore fans, but the system wasn't really for them, which is part of the reason why I've never actually opened this thing, is because the people who were playing and buying Nintendo games all the time and those hardcore fans, they had new 3DSs and new 3DS XLs, and at this point they had Switches, so there wasn't really a need. So this was really only for that one audience of, you know, young kids, people who just wanted to play one or two games from the lineup of the 3DS systems, which honestly this was perfect for. It's got a lot more heft to it than I would have thought. I have never really messed with a 2DS system. I have an older brother who had one, but to be honest, I never really liked them. I thought they were kind of ugly, and again, like most people, why? You have any other 3DS system. Ooh, that is nice though. That is nice. Look at that. Ooh. Some people said they didn't really like this one. They put out a whole bunch of special editions of this thing, obviously because of how cheap they were to produce. But I always really liked this Link edition, not just because I'm a big Zelda fan, but I like the greens, I like the accents, I like how it's not too in your face about what it is. It's just green, touch of gold, or brown. Honestly, the biggest fan of these 2DS systems is Alex, who always said that they were like the modern Game Boy, which kind of gave it a little bit more appeal in my eyes, but also, if you were wondering, of course, if you've ever seen any one of these things, some 3DS line of systems do not come with a power adapter. 2DS does, so if you happen to get one these days, it's something to be aware of. Now, honestly, this thing feels really a lot better than I thought it would. Like I said, I've never really messed one before, but the D-pad is actually a little bit softer, and it feels nicer than most 3DS D-pads that I've ever really messed with. I don't know how much you can tell this on camera, but it doesn't click. It's not that clicky, normal 3DS D-pad. It actually kind of has some soft, kind of some give to it, which I know some people don't like, but I really do. And then the triggers, of course, are actually really nice because they wrap around really good. Got a nice stylus that really blends in, really locks in. That is cool. Oh, that's nice. I don't know if you can see that, but it does not have a full, like a one of those rubber doors or anything like that. It's an actual flip switch on the system. I did not know that. That is pretty cool. Then normal, yeah, 4 gig SD card, blah blah blah. I very much doubt it, but let's see if this thing will power on after like 5 years. I actually don't know how to turn this on. Oh, it is. So, obviously, no, it's dead. Jump cut to whenever it's on. Alright. We've had this plugged in for like a minute or so, and let's see how we're looking. Nice, look at that. It still works all this time later. So if any one of you are still watching and are interested in asking, why would you open that? Well, yeah, stylus is brown, keeping with the accent aesthetics. But if you're asking, why would you open that? you've had this for this long, why would you do that? Other than for views and internet points. From the intro of this video, and if whenever you're watching this, there may be many more, but I have a lot of stuff in the quote-unquote vault of things that I've bought and I've just never opened or messed with in my collection that I get copious amounts of backlash from friends and other people who I know who collect. And it has been pointed out to me, these things have batteries in them that after a while will either die and then doesn't matter, or they can explode. So if you have one of these and you have this stuff in box, probably a good thing to know. I haven't really heard of anything starting to swell or get messed up on DS systems, but is something to be aware of if system maintenance is more important to you than collectability. I guess the last couple things we'll touch on is, before we finish out, as you may or may not know, this can play all DS, 3DS games. With a couple of exceptions. There is like the 5 titles that are only new 3DS exclusives that this obviously can't work with. It can't play anything in 3D, so you kind of lose out on that functionality. But a point that I saw never really get hit on, even whenever this thing came out, is that there are certain DS games that you can't play with this. Now, obviously, it's only a handful of titles, and they're DS games, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. But certain games use the folding capabilities of a DS system in order to solve puzzles, interact with it in certain ways, which obviously you can't do on this because there's no hinge. I've never really seen anyone talk about that, but I always thought it was an interesting point of, hey, just so you know, you're never going to be able to beat Phantom Hourglass, I think it is, on this system, because in order to solve a puzzle in a dungeon, you can't actually close the system to make it work. Another odd point is they included the 3DS camera on this, so you can take 3D photos, but you can't view them in 3D. So why? Don't know. But it's there if you want it. Other than that, I mean, feels good. It's nice. I'm gonna go through setup here, and it says it includes Ocarina of Time as a pre-installed download, but I don't actually know how that works. I haven't messed with an unopened 3DS system in so long, especially one that came with software, so I guess we'll just click through this, kind of. I'll cut most of this out so you guys don't have to cut this. But I will leave that in. Look at that. 01/01/2017. Year of production right there. Stop the clock. Stand in time. Oh man. You know, actually, while I'm doing this, I can go ahead and just. Why would you get one of these today? Honestly, there is no reason to. If you're watching this whenever, even the year even just the year we're recording this in 2021, for some reason, these line of systems, the 3DS, the 2DS, new 2D, all of those systems are absurdly expensive. Have to check the date. And I'm not gonna say they're not worth it. There's so much stuff here to play and do with these things, so I don't know. Maybe if that's right. So I mean, from what I've been told, these things make really great emulation devices. That's your deal. I don't really mess with any of that stuff, but I mean, Maybe that could be why these things are so expensive. I don't know. But if you do find one, and you can find one at a good price, I mean, even something like this, there's so much here. There's so many great games. There's so many good stuff that, yeah, I mean, but for what they're going for now, probably not worth it. But hey, maybe you're just a collector and you just wanted to make sure you got everything in the box. Who knows? Birthday. I'll put my real birthday. When watching. You don't have to send stuff. Don't send me stuff. I'm sorry I said that. Alright. You guys don't need to know where I live. Internet settings. Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll do one more jump cut just to show you Zelda on this thing to see how the pre-installation came, but that will be here. We didn't have to connect to the internet. Do not set up. The initial settings. That's it. The system is set up. But before you go, I can tell you a little bit more about the 2DS line of systems. Okay, let's learn together. There are a few key differences between the 3DS and the 2DS, of course. You know what? We'll do that later. Here we go. Setup is complete. Guess it's loading. And I really just want to know if that Ocarina of Time is on there. And oh, themes. That's cool. Since this thing came out so late in the life, after themes had came out, the theme shop is now open. We're not connected to the internet, so I don't know what themes would be there. Notifications, blah, blah, blah. And hey, look at that! Ocarina of Time. No work, no huss, no fuss. Right there. That is great. I know recently Nintendo actually put out a whole bunch of these systems refurbished, but unfortunately it later came out that they didn't include the Ocarina of Time on it. They were wiped, but hey, look at that. That's great. Alright. Well, if you stuck around through all the cuts and jumps and blabbering, thank you. I really appreciate it. This was honestly a really great time. I'm really glad I got to do this. I got to share this with you guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hope you come for the next one. Stay nerdy. Hi. Today we're going to be taking a look at ha-da-da and da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. It's a blah and rah.